Hello and welcome back to Microcivilization. We're continuing our playthrough here, and I decided, kind of made an executive decision. Every episode was getting longer and longer because we were playing from the very beginning, but we were getting deeper and deeper into the tech tree. So I decided I will just play off camera to get to the point, roughly maybe a little bit before we left off last time, and then record the new stuff that is coming in. So we're not quite there, but we're getting close. One cool thing is that this tech tree did have our first kind of hidden technology, so I used some of our keys to get in there. I didn't realize I used all 5 of them, which is unfortunate. I didn't intend to do that, but apparently I did. So we got a cool new monotheism tech, which adds to base damage and reduces click heat. So that should be pretty nice overall. So we get a little less gold. And then we are kind of working our way through these techs now to get to here. We unlock that unique crisis. We also have been making some pretty decent headway. As soon as this is done, I will show you what we got on the map here as far as quests go, because we've made some progress there too. Alright, that's gone. Go ahead and work on the crossbow man. We will have to work on some housing after this. We got the vagabonds, but yeah, if we come over here, we got an extra fort out of that. We do have a couple workers, 2 granaries, windmill, marketplace, barracks, and I have some food over here, some cash over here, and trading partners in these 2 spots. So I think what I'm going to do now is work on converting more pastures on these guys. Increase risks for a little while, but that's fine. We could work on farmland over here, try to get that population bumped up. And these are still kind of lower level ones, so. And what I've been doing is essentially that. I've been starting multiple of them at the same time, which is probably quite risky, and it definitely has popped its fair share of risks, but I think it's been overall worth it. Let's get a homestead kicked out here. Holy crap, that's a lot of free space. Rats, 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 rats. What is going on there? Extra damage over time. Alright, that's doable. Shouldn't be that big of an issue. The only problem is we have 4 events going on simultaneously. But that'll be okay. Go ahead and pop that, get some free space. Ended up with more vagabonds. So I'm actually going to need to build at least 2 more of these. And that food is going to wear off at some point in the relatively near future. So that is going to become quite problematic. Let's pop this. I did not mean to let it get that far. That got a lot of vagabonds going. So let's juice this up a little bit. We are going to need a significant amount of free space rebuilding all this housing. Go ahead and close that. On the plus side, the homesteads will consolidate a little bit. All right. Let's just pop that. We had the money to spare. There's no reason not to do it. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we're just going to generate a ton of money. Then we'll have more money than we know what to do with. I do have to be mindful of free space. That's going to run out quickly with all those vagabonds. We also have population starving, which is not great. So that means that the thing wore off, which is unfortunate. Let's churn out some more housing. That's kind of a immediate need. That guy's gone. Try and compensate for some of this food shortage here. We do technically have enough houses now. The rats are gone, which means we survived a crisis. All right, let's switch back to crossbowmen. Dilemma card. I think I'd rather have, well, the money, I guess. I mean, we're making a ton of money. Maybe I'd rather have the vagabonds. We could just build up the housing. Probably the better route to go. All right, here we go with the next tech. Education is completed. We definitely have that, so let's work our way towards threshing there. Maybe that'll help out a little bit. Gold Lotus is never a bad thing. We did build the Colossus. That actually took quite a bit to get going. That, oh, what was it? It was like 10,000 iron, which is really kind of challenging at the very beginning of the game to churn out that much. So it took us a little while to get that done, but I think that reduces the overall health of crises that pop. So I think that is pretty useful. Let's go ahead and get more homesteads built because we are out of free space again. That should be, I don't think we're at any risk of going over population anytime soon, given what's going on with the food situation at the moment. We just need to house all the vagabonds and then have a little bit to spare just in case. Do I want to pop this? I mean, I could. Let's do this instead. No, that costs too much money. But we could use it to boost temporarily. Alright, let's get that farmland going if we can. Adding that autonomy would be kind of nice. This would make it 100% uprising risk. It doesn't seem great. Alright, we get extra from trade routes, which is this. At least it's a quick way to fill that without, you know, popping this and just gaining direct population. That gets a little dangerous at some points. I do want to pop 2 of these, convert those to autonomy. I'm not using those anytime soon, so I might as well get the counter going on them. And more autonomy means faster research, so ideally that'll work in our favor. That's a pretty decent sized fire, but we shot it with an archer to death? I don't know. I don't exactly know how an archer helps with fire, but maybe they bail water out? No idea. Trying to avoid losing too many population. Just because that affects us negatively later in the game. Go ahead and collect that. I did move some of these around. I got some higher level guys in here. So it was kind of worth moving, swapping some stuff around. I have to find a way to get more horsemen. 2 charges. Alright, that's gone. You're down to 46%, which feels like a bargain compared to what I've been dealing with lately. I mean, it's a self-created problem, but still. Let's pop this. Get the food back up. I'm hoping threshing will bail us out a little bit. We'll see. I'm guessing it adds more population. Or I should say more population sustenance. Supports more people per food. Yeah, let's do this. This is fine. I should have grabbed the key. Should have grabbed the key. I used all my keys up. That would have been way better. Oh well. You live, you learn. Let's finish out this university, then we'll build more crossbowmen. Don't need any homesteads right now. Threshing will be done relatively soon. All right, we're about to cross that threshold. Haha, pun intended. Got it. All right, so that's stone granary and +9 food per worker. All right, let's get some extra stone from this as well. Spending a lot of gold at the moment. That's okay. Is there anything else I can research at the moment? This is locked, so I can't do this. I don't have any previous techs, so I just have that unique crisis hold me back. Let's go ahead and keep the ball rolling. I don't want to pop that crisis till these are all completed. We have 100% chance. I like those odds. Turn that off for a little bit. We can slowly but surely work our way to the granary cap there. I'm gonna have to artificially inflate our population for a little while. Autonomy is just about maxed out, even though it's not really benefiting us at the moment because we are not doing what we need to be doing. I guess I could do this, and this would increase autonomy. I mean, it can't get past 100. That's as high as it can go. So it's not really going to hurt us too much to do that, I suppose. All right, let's pop that. That takes care of the fire. Try to get this as done as we can while we're spending minimal amounts of money. Okay, now we're maxing out them crossbowmen. What is the cap on that now? I don't want to go over on the food. 10. So we get 10 of those boys. Well, that's going to be pretty useful. I'm going to go ahead and pop that. That brings us to 9. We'll be able to finish that with relative ease. All right, I probably shouldn't have let it do the homestead there. That's all right. I turn that off. I don't need the extra anything at the moment because I'm not producing anything. We'll just do this. All right, we got our next crises. Let's put a wall up. You always rebuild that. I don't need money. I'm already pretty much maxed out on it, so we'll just do that. Still not enough. Go ahead and start these all up again. And then once these are done, I will go ahead and trigger that next, I guess, manual crisis to move on to the next age. And we'll see where that takes us. All right, here's another fire. We could just take that out. We lowered the risk by 5 and it's still 100%. I feel like it's not really any lower if that happens. Let's go ahead and spend some cash. All right, we're back in the positive on money. Actually, I could almost leave that food on and it is neutral. I don't want to do that because I don't want the population to go like out of control before I can support it. All right, that's gone. That took virtually nothing. Go ahead and speed the crossbowmen up. That is super quick. Between the trade and the clicking. Kind of absurd. Alright, hopefully this will be done shortly. That'll lower my risk a decent amount. And what one was that? That was this guy. I think that gives us another crossbowman. Which is amazing. Nope. Running a little low on food there. Let's not let our population die. The ideal scenario. All right, 25 seconds, and then we can trigger the next age. Well, after I click through all the stuff, but yeah. Relatively soon. We are over on our gold. Really not much I can do about that at the moment. All right. Yeah, no, I don't want the vagabonds right now, I don't think. All right, let's pop this crisis. We could do that. Add some shielding. Probably a good call. Pop that, pop that. Use all those up. There we go. That crisis is done. Now we can move on to the next thing. All right, so now this is trending more in the right direction. We got some farmland, so we actually got some food, pasture, village. That's a worker, some plus military, some food, which is much needed. This one, what do I want? A fortress or quarry? Yeah, the +3 stone, it was appealing in the early game, but it's not as appealing anymore. I think I'd rather have the fortress. All right, we are back to positive food. But we got money to spare, so we might as well fire this up. I do have to be a little bit careful because I burned all my stuff. I mean, I got this that costs gold, and we have gold to spare. So it's not an immediate concern, but it is something I have to be somewhat mindful of. How many of these do I have now? 12? Yep. 12 is pretty sweet. Go ahead and get that done. I want to get that horseman back sooner than later. All right, horseman is back. You're sitting pretty for the most part. Really need to figure out how to get extra. I think there's a tech down here that lets me do it. They need heavy units for over here too. We got a good amount of military buildup. I think we're pretty well positioned to, I don't know, maybe push into a little bit deeper territory here. Do I want them to convert to barbarians? I feel like the pastures are more valuable. Oh, there's the social crisis. Right, stock exchange is going to give us even more money. All right, we'll just pop those. That'll be fine. Crisis is going down. Of course, I'm going to end up keeping it elevated because of wanting to push these quests forward. That's fine. We have the headroom for it. Well, looks like we had a back-to-back crisis there. Well, that ended up working out pretty well. Popping that. Had just enough time to deal with that. No, I'm tempting fate by saying this, but it's been remarkably calm for that being at like 50-something%. It just dropped to 40, but was a little higher. 4 new, huh? Let's collect them all. That looks like really good, but I don't want to lose that ferocity. Yeah, somebody else would have to have ferocity for me to do that. That is like a get out of jail free card. I don't want to lose that for sure. Matter of fact, let's use it right now. Put a wall up and see what happens there. Might need a second wall. Nope. All right, we got those races heading up. All right, Civil War. Looks a little more challenging. Let's go ahead and pop a couple crossbowmen back into service here. We're actually burning a little gold here. I've been kind of deliberately preserving my horsemen. That's like the real oh crap moment is when I pop that. I could probably turn that off. Let our gold build up a little bit. We actually used almost half of it. All right, that stock exchange bumped up the amount of gold we earned a little bit. So that's going to replenish a little quicker. All right, so we can... So if we block more crises attacks, we charge a Colossus ability that lets us reduce the crisis health by 50 and stun it for 10 seconds. But we have to block every time. All right, there's another crisis behind this one. I'm trying to deliberately build up some charges now. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I actually wanted to build more walls. All right, we used all our walls. We'll let that tick down. It'll be fine. I can rebuild walls extremely quick with all the stuff going. We do at some point have to you know, do damage to this thing. Okay. Well, that kind of worked. We have that, so we could work on that. These are different predicaments. We have that. Maybe we'll go machinery first. That gives extra stone, extra metal. Windmill workshop. I think that'll be more pop. Banking just to add some extra cash. And a little more food, I guess. That does potentially work. Well, let's let them do their thing. I don't need this right now. We're maxed out on autonomy, so this doesn't really help me right now, but I suppose it's a good tech to have for down the road. We don't have anything else to do at the moment. Let's go ahead and pop that and pop this. And we'll work our way to converting that to a fortress. Remember, we have to block all the attacks. We can't miss any. All right, let's pop the defense. There is another crisis behind this one. Let's go ahead and do a little extra damage there. All right, we took that out. Working on the old crossbowmen now. We have different types of risks. They're both risks, just different types of risks. Starting to fill this up again. I don't know if I like that more or not. Much lower base damage on that one. All right, let's stun it. Hit it with the old ferocity. Will that be enough? Nope. Would have been. It didn't trigger. That's fine. I do want to work on stone wall. Why are we starving? I lost population. That's not good. All right, that becomes a fortress. This will become a pasture relatively soon. We just gotta do one more round. I think I like the strength. The crises are the hardest part of the game. So the easier we can defeat them, or the easier we can make them, easier we can defeat them or make them be defeated by our units, the better off we will be overall. So I think that's kind of the route to go, is focus on whatever aids you in taking out the crises as quick as possible. And then everything after that, you just kind of YOLO it. I do feel like I was doing, one at a time of these missions, but especially in the early game, get 3, 4 going at a time. Once you hit 100% crisis chance, it doesn't go any higher. So you might as well double dip and get it done as fast as possible. All right, we're about maxed out here. Gotta stay up on the food front a little bit. Oh, here we go with the fire. That windmill is going to be important, but let's get this done. We're only a tiny bit away from it. That food's going to make a huge difference here in just a minute. Of course, the priority's not that. All right, let's go to medicine, because that's going to help with food as well. This stone wall done. But I do want to let my gold build up a little bit, because I need to use it, and apparently I've been draining it quite a bit, so I don't want to burn it for this yet. Like there's another crisis hiding behind this one. Go burn the ferocity, because that'll kill this one off and then start the next one. All right, let's get this converted. Another pasture means another soldier. We have 13 now that we can build up to. 7 of the walls, still only 1 horseman. So I got to figure that bit out still. All right, windmill is under production. Try to get that done as soon as possible. I think we have converted a lot. What else could we possibly need? I don't see any metal. I do see some other farmland options. Like, could potentially be good. Warehouse. Heavy unit capacity. I guess we could start working our way over to that because I need that to unlock 2 tax. That would be a decent investment, I think. All right, given that we now have all of these high level guys, I think we can probably bust these up pretty decently. I still don't have this unlocked. I'm guessing they come at a later age. All right, so hopefully medicine will help out just a touch with the food situation, because it adds more people getting sustained by the same amount of food. If we get this windmill done, that's going to help out as well. There we go. Now we are in the positive on food by quite a bit, actually, so that will raise our research even further. Actually, I'm going to start building homesteads. We could pop the food for this. A lot of vagabonds, but it'll catch up quick. We kind of want to go way above and beyond on the free space, because then we can pop it again. Yeah, that only gave a couple vagabonds. All right, we have enough free space to accommodate all the current vagabonds. We are negative on food again, but that's all right. That raises the uprising risk by a little bit, but probably worth it. Try and get more gold banked up. Our gold didn't really go down that much. Our capacity for gold went up, so we have a little more headspace there. All right, we'll set that to no construction for now. That'll give some extra cash in the bank. If we can complete that quest while we're finishing off some of this research. We got a couple here with predicaments we can do before we go to the crisis one. But then we can go back and, once we got those 2 heavy units, we can go back and unlock that. Go all the way back here and unlock those 2. Maximizing the tech is probably, generally speaking, a good decision. If anything, just because you have a 10% chance on every tech unlock of getting a Lotus. Alright. Let's just pop this real quick. There's another crisis right behind it. Take them both out and get back to work on the crossbowmen. Alright. Food crisis is once again over. Get the predicament taken care of. Vagabonds are slowly being integrated into our village. Means our research is going up, our autonomy is going up. Alright. Stone wall. Let's get that done. We have enough free space, but we are going to run out because our food production is in the positive. So let's crank out another couple of these. I'm going to turn the lumber off so that my gold can start replenishing a little more. We have ample free space headroom. We're good there. We'll finish off this last stone wall. Yeah, this is really accelerating our research overall. I could pop the food thing again, but then I will definitely be in the negative. I feel like at this point I might almost have to be at 2,000. I mean, let's try it. Let's get to 2,000, then I'll pop the food thing. See how many vagabonds we have as a result of that. Doesn't take long to get 2,000. Oh, predicament. What is this? Unblockable task. Yeah, we still have vagabonds. That is crazy. Even at 2,000. I mean, not that many, but still had them. All right, so we have unblockable attacks, which means we need to be ready to burn these down very quickly when they pop. All right, we got more because there's workers that are not currently doing anything. I'm actually kind of glad this predicament popped early, because we need to pop this next one and get down here. And also keep going with this. Oh, come on, that crisis is almost over by now. Well, at least it's a couple in before it reaches the unbreakable ones. Maybe not so much for that guy. Alright, well, we're gonna spend some money now that we're maxed out anyway. Because I used a lot of crossbowmen. We are also running low on free space again. Alright. Well, that should hold us over for a little while, I hope. Alright, the storm is almost over. We are out of free space as well. We definitely need to get a homestead built. Or 2 or 3. Alright, so we made it through that crisis. We have another one pending. See what that ends up bringing us. I do have to get this going. This bastion, I need to build several more of them. Seem to be doing just fine on gold, so I'm not worried about that. Our autonomy and population increase has definitely helped overall with our research. Alright, let's lower that risk back down if we can. Definitely want to get these bastions done. Holy crap, they take a lot of resources to get going. Definitely makes me want to be fairly conservative with spending them. I just burned all that and I did not get a single bastion. I got almost one. Wow, that is an incredible amount of resources for one thing. I mean, it's not even that bad. It just feels super slow. Especially when I'm burning this, and I'm clicking. And it's barely making progress. Let's get these crossbowmen hopefully caught up. We'll be at 13. Then we can get back to the bastions. What does this do for us? Oh, this adds heavy unit capacity as well. And a grain warehouse. All right. Once I build that extra horsey, we should be good to go back and get those other techs. All right, 13 seconds. And we do have extra, we have actually double boosts on the metal, so I want to build those horses as fast as possible. Might as well pop that. Okay, we completed that. That's better units. So what is this tech? Really fast. 2 field system, that's more food. This unlocks knights and stone mines. And then we'll do military tradition and gunpowder. These older techs are going to research super fast. All right, even more food, which is even more population. Residence is pretty huge, although it requires a lot of resources. All right, let's work on gunpowder next. That is a massive amount of space. This is huge. +8, +8. I'm guessing it's not an additional +8. It's probably just +8 from the original. Well, while we still got the extra boost for the metal. And a couple of those to spare. Looks like there's a backup crisis. I actually would rather burn this. Gunpowder's moving surprisingly quick. We're on 1 minute. Extra population's making a huge difference. Pretty awesome. All right, let's focus on getting the Royal Palace out of the way. I'm going to double that up. I know it was probably a little bit of a waste of resources, but we need so much stone now. All right, for what that's worth, we can now have 11 of these. Not that we'll produce them anytime soon. That seems to be insanely difficult. We now have musketmen and cavalry. I'm sure those are quite ridiculously powerful. All right, so we got all our techs researched. Our next enlightenment, we'll pop this. And then I'll do that as soon as we get this maxed out and get some more units built. But population-wise, we seem to be doing quite okay. All right, so that added +1 to the cap. We can actually get another cavalry unit. We are burning gold a little bit right now. That is less than ideal. So as time goes on, this gets more difficult. Ferocity's getting less and less valuable to me because it's only doing, 343 damage. And these events are getting way harder. All right, I feel like I got to build a cavalry. Turn this off. Try to build back some of our gold. Pop that. Now I need to build another residence to accommodate all the vagabonds. At least that's relatively quick now. I'll build 2. All right, so we're maxed on that. Cavalry, we're about halfway. You can burn that as fast as possible. That would be great. Some more ramparts and then get that crisis over with. All right, that's done. Now we could. I'm not too worried about the theater. That doesn't really matter that much to me right now. There's some more heroes. I'll have to scope those out later. Right now, my focus is on maxing out militarily. We are nowhere close to being maxed on bastions. We could burn a little gold, I think, to get these built up. All right, 8's probably going to be plenty for that crisis. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off so that we can refocus our efforts on keeping the crisis level very low. Especially while we go into this. I'm not going to use my secret on this one. Let's go ahead and build these walls up. This is where we need to get a little creative. I should have probably popped. We'll be fine. Get these cavalry rebuilt. All right, that is Ascension time. So I don't think we need to build anything else. I think we can just go with Ascension. This is the highest population we've had. I'm going to go ahead and just pop all these like super quick before we ascend. Just because it's going to get our population up high. I guess that really didn't help us too much. All right, I did not hit 1,000 deaths, so no Black Lotus there. That's good, 23 Lotus. This is an interesting idea. We lose the cap on the walls, but we gain a flat 300 a second. I don't know if that's affected by bonuses or not. This allows for industrial era, which would be the next step. I kind of feel like we have to do that one, because that moves us forward into an industrial. I like the idea of damage rates. We have to do this first. All right, I spent it all on damage upgrades this time. We'll see how that will work out for us in the long run, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of adding more damage and then just getting to the next era. We could play through in the next civilization. Hopefully, scope out what's in the next era. But I did feel like this progressed a lot quicker overall. So hopefully we'll continue that. And having more damage means we'll be able to knock through the crisis even quicker. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to see more content in the future. And we'll catch you to the next episode. Thanks for watching.